Boom shakalaka, both on and off-chain metrics suggesting a huge move for Bitcoin. Today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at exactly where. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including the charts aligning with some off-chain metrics. That would suggest massive moves, particularly where, before we get into it guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, come join us on Twitter at the Crypto Love, push that like button. Now today, fear and greed at 55, down from yesterday, 64. You know why? The overall market down 2%. Bitcoin at 32.12, Ethereum at 1874, BNB at 235, XRP 48 cents, Cardano 28 cents, Dogecoin 6 cents, Solana 1667, and Tron 7 cents. And the top coins today, based on AI, would be Cosmos Hub, Reserve Risk, Harmony, Oasis Network, and Stellar Network. And you too can use AI to pick out the top coins. Free trial to Tokenmetrics down in the description. Now, Bitcoin sitting right in the dead center of this ascending trend we have been in since December, January, whatever you want to call it. Right now, sitting at the target we were talking about with its ascending wedge, $31,000 target, basically sitting right there. And a lot of people are like, well, is it going to move up? Is it going to move down? Well, it did just close its highest daily candle of 2023, the highest of the year, climbed the wall of worry in about 4 days after people were calling for $10,000 Bitcoin. What's red, green, or what's next, red or green? We're going to answer that question today. You see, it seems like enough time has passed. It's been over a year since Terra Luna, 3 Hours Capital, all of that stuff. Bitcoin's year over year bottomed at negative 76 over the FTX debacle last November. It recently flipped positive and is now at 31%. Generally, this is the territory that ends the downtrends. Dan Moorhead of Pantera Capital believes it's now been enough time that we can rally now that things can start to go up. And if we take a look at Bitcoin right now, based on price models, this is an on-chain value map. We are still underneath this middle line. This is the fair value of Bitcoin. Now, historically, interesting to note, Bitcoin does hit this on value chain map at the time of the halving. We saw this at halving 3, Bitcoin price was right there. Halving 4 or 2, price was right around there. Halving 1, price was right around there. So likely Bitcoin will hit that territory. Right now, that's about $40,000. But even more interesting right now, the Bitcoin hash rate has been on absolute tear for pretty much all of this year. Now, Willy Woo's always said that price follows hash rate, and you can see that very clear right here in 2019. As hash rate was increasing, so was price at pretty much the same trajectory. Well, right now, we have what is called a divergence in the business, where hash rate is going on an absolute tear and price is pretty much going sideways, little bit of a move over the past week. So we might see some massive moves for Bitcoin price, especially when we have things like BlackRock filing for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Based on this projection of Bitcoin compared to gold, when the gold spot ETF was launched, Bitcoin's price would be at roughly $130,000 within the next few years, going to be the longest bull run crypto has experienced. This could send Bitcoin price dramatically higher. Well, if that's too high for you, how about some levels in the meantime? Right now, Bitcoin's sitting at $31,000. Yes, the price could go down. Certainly could. We saw this back here in, I think that was March, where we hit $31,000, and everybody was like, oh, it's going to $1 billion, and then the price came down for a long time. But interesting to note, the fib targets using the FTX collapse zone have provided the perfect targets all year. We can take the fib levels based on the top here, the bottom down here. Well, guess what? The 1.618 was this high in February. The 2.618 was this high of $31,000. I guess that was April. And the next target would be $38,000. Now, is that likely to happen? Well, it's a little bit more likely when you see it on multiple charts at the same time. We have an expanding megaphone right here, and this has basically picked the bottoms and the tops for Bitcoin. Well, the next target after we bounce off this bottom would be roughly around the same level, $38,000 top incoming. Not only that, but that's the first top because, yeah, sure, maybe we only reached $40,000 before the halving, but take a look at this one. This is an interesting chart. When Bitcoin breaks the monthly Bollinger Band baseline, which is this red line in the center, it's not long after until it reaches its first target, which is where the top of the Bollinger Band was at the time when it broke through that level. So you can see right here, it only took, this is a monthly thing, maybe 6-7 months right here. It only took 2 months here. Well, where are we next? This would be $56,000, somewhere between 2 and 7 months. That would put us towards the end of the year, $56,000 Bitcoin. You think if it gets close to previous all-time highs, it's going to blow through there? Yeah, probably pretty darn likely, because if we take a look, every time Bitcoin breaks out of a falling wedge, which it has done in 2013, 2020, and also 2023, not long until we have a massive parabolic growth, which would be incoming based on all these factors, not only for Bitcoin, but also for altcoins. This is the total market cap as well. We have double bottoms on total market cap, impulse waves, mid-cycle correction, and then larger impulse wave. Well, again, we had the double bottom. We had our first impulse wave, but basically just a mid-cycle correction on a much larger scale, potentially going to be an even bigger impulse wave 2 when we see the next all-time highs coming, because no matter how you look at it, whether it's the 1.618, 2.618, or 3.618 fib levels, Bitcoin is going to have an explosive run and likely going to send altcoins into the stratosphere. Based on previous all-time highs, we had 2.618 back here in 2018. We had 3.618 in 2014. We had a 2 and a 3 in 2012. Well, based on that, the next all-time high would likely, if it's 1.618, $100,000. But that's like chump change. It's never gone that small, especially not with a spot Bitcoin ETF, everybody putting their retirement funds in Bitcoin. How about a 2 or 3.618? 2.618 would be a $217,000 Bitcoin. Or if we have a 3.618 fib all-time high, $500,000 Bitcoin for the next all-time high. Could you believe it? Even these prices right now, $30,000, still a bargain compared with $100,000, $200,000, or $500,000 tops. So that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, push the like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.